opening up right there. They just hovered over Walmart. Don't know what's going on.
It's in thermal. It was filmed on a weapons platform. You see that there's a dog there. See the animals are black. I'm assuming this is black hot. You see the object just went to white, and you'll see it going from white to black, white to black. And that's basically showing the heat differential. So it's going like hot and cold, hot and cold. The problem was the optics platform was jammed. These individuals who target with these platforms, they can shoot out an Al-Qaeda tire at 27 miles away, but not being able to lock it was one of the first signs that something's weird. I was able to find direct eyewitnesses and corroborate that this event did happen. When individuals would target in on it with the optics, the way it was described, each of these hanging things, they were stiff, like they weren't moving. They had geometric form, like scales. What was said to be scales, like an armor. There were also people with night vision who were out and they were tasked to go look for it. Couldn't see it on the night vision. Only in the thermal spectrum could it be seen. But anything that looks like that appears to have a payload, that's a big deal. It could be dangerous, so these are high priority. But what happened is there were a couple other nations involved, and the feeds were shut, just shut immediately. So that put me on high alert too. Why is it completely being shut down? But that's not all it did. It goes out over a body of water. I'm told it stops on a dime, descends into the water, stiff into the water. And for 17 minutes, nothing. And boom, this thing comes up out of the water and shoots off at 45 degrees.
So with the Miami Mall incident, it was said that there was a portal that was opened in the mall, that people had seen it. You can see it here on the screen, and that obviously this is where the aliens had come out of. I had just found this tweet here today that says, Miami aliens incident Antarctic base. They put the coordinates in backwards. Please try it and write where it takes you. So when you open up a portal, you have to have coordinates of where you want to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go onto Google Earth here today, and we're going to look up the Bayside Marketplace. I'm already on it here, but I'm going to type it in again here for you guys. So you can see that this is where it takes us, the Bayside Marketplace on the screen here. All right, so I'm going to right click on the coordinates here. We're going to copy this. Then we're going to paste it over here. So what we're going to do right here, it says north and west. So we've got 25, 46, 42. So on the girl's tweet here, right here. So here's the tweet. In the comments here, it says 25, 46, 42 west. So we're going to change that from north to west. And we've got 80, 11, 12 west. And we're going to change it. And she's got 80, 11, 12 south. So let's change the west to south. We're going to hit enter. And now it's going to take us, look, you can already see it's taking us to the bottom here. So we're going to zoom out. Oh, Lordy Lord. Look at this. Look at that. This is the Antarctic Circle here in the south. How can we confirm that we're in the south here? Because if we take a look here, here's Argentina over here. Here we've got Africa over here. And here we have actually New Zealand. So this is in the south here. So it seems like Gary did a bad job. He did a bad job in putting the wrong coordinates. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Righto, I just woke up from what I reckon was probably the creepiest, scariest night of my life. I was camping in this swag. I'm in the middle of a sinkhole. As you can see around me, it's all cliffs. You have to climb in, and the sinkhole leads to a cave. You can't see too well from here, but it goes very deep in. And I was sitting in my little swag last night. Fucking earth. It was a little bit drizzly, you know. It was a dark night because I'm in the middle of the Nullarbor Plain. There's no one out here, you know. I'm close. The closest thing is the Nullarbor Roadhouse, which isn't too far away, but I am in the middle of a desert. And yeah, it was, I guess, around 10 o'clock last night, and I hear voices. And it sounded very human, but it was in a language that I don't understand, that I've never heard before. And, oh, I forgot to mention, in these caves, you'll see pictures on one of my other TikToks, there's handprints from, I reckon, probably Aboriginal times. But I don't know if this is sacred land or whatever. And I'm not insinuating anything, but it was a language that I didn't understand, and there isn't supposed to be other people here. I didn't look outside. I had a hatchet in me with the swag, but I wasn't going outside. And on top of that, my phone was making a really weird, like, mechanical humming sound. It wasn't coming from the speakers. It was coming from within the phone. It sounded like the camera. The camera wasn't on. But, yeah, I turned it all the way off and it stopped. But it was the scariest night of my life. I don't reckon I'll ever sleep somewhere this scary again. And it's a lot better now that it's light out, but I'm ready to get out of here.
I keep trying to tell y'all that giants existed, and I'm about to prove that shit right now. Look at this. It starts up just like this. Now y'all starting to understand, right, Pete? Now y'all can't tell me that's not a man laying down, bro. And most of these people was washed up during the Great Flood. Now peep this part, right? Was it just a coincidence? I don't think so, bro. Look at that shit. Y'all see that? We all seen the Moana movie. all of the paintings and drawings from back in the day, bro. They was telling us. Come to my page for some of the best content. Also, check out my store. I got some good conspiracy shit on there. It's really time for y'all niggas to wake up!
Man, listen, for everybody who asking me how the aliens were walking, look at me, look.
Still unclear.
Floating gliding.
Any possible clues?
Floating gliding. Aliens in Miami.
I'm just gonna be honest, me and my brother were there in Miami, and it's so crazy that you guys don't believe in that, but we saw 12 fucking goddamn foot fucking aliens, no fucking lie. And what happened when my brother tried to record, everything turned off.
A loud explosion. That's when
there was a loud
everybody
explosion.
Everybody run. All you seen was a bunch of little 14-year-old, like 15-year-old
Get the
kids.
fuck out of here, bro.
Fucking running, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and then immediately
go,
everything
like,
turned off.
Everything
Turned off. And so that's
what I saw, bro.
Yeah, that's why nobody has any of that footage. That you guys are wondering why you didn't get the footage, because as soon as everything turned off, as soon as you saw that creature, everything turned off.
I seen a man on stilts. That wasn't no fucking man on stilts.
Nah, it wasn't no man on stilts. How do you have a man on stilts when it was a shadow creature?
Nah,
Get
dog,
the fuck
that
out of
motherfucker
here.
was moving like it. Nah, dog.
And they're gonna take it down soon. So
Yeah, they will.
Tesla discovered a form of energy that is latent and pervasive in the physical universe that he called radiant energy. It's not the ball lightning and the more conventional forms of electricity that he's associated with in conventional history. It was an energy that he discovered that he kept secret, called radiant energy, that has among its inherent properties the capacity to bend time-space. So at Curtiss-Wright, there was an object that consisted basically of two parenthesis-shaped booms, between which the Defense Department of the United States had found a way to broadcast this radiant energy. And when we jumped through that curtain of shimmering radiant energy, we found ourselves in a vortal tunnel passing through time-space. In other words, the inertia of our bodies passing through the field of radiant energy opened up a kind of a pocket in the fabric of time-space. And when that bubble closed, we were repositioned elsewhere on the face of our planet, either in real time or with the displacement to the past or future. But because the technology was an emergent technology, and they wanted to avoid us being stranded by, for example, teleporting too far back into the past, we were usually just teleporting in real time. So if, for example, we jumped through the device at 9:15 a.m. in New Jersey, when we arrived, it was 7:15, Mountain Time.
Can you tell me the difference between the Montauk Project, Project Looking Glass, and this Project Pegasus that you talk about?
Project Pegasus emerged under the aegis of DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, in the late 60s, and encompassed at least 8 different forms of gathering information about past and future events by either propagating a hologram of such an event or physically traveling there. The two primary technologies were a teleporter based on the writings of Nikola Tesla and a device called a chronovisor that propagates moving, colored holograms of past and future events. That was the work of 2 Vatican musicologists named Ernetti and Gemelli. It's my opinion that looking glass technology is simply a later technical term for a chronovisor. And so I don't think there's any technical or programmatic difference, except that the accounts of the looking glass technology don't tell the full story of what Project Pegasus achieved by, let's say, 1970, when it had already developed numerous forms of time travel. In Project Pegasus, we worked with a device that we called the Chair, which is clearly the device that the Montauk account identifies as the so-called Montauk Chair, which is a magnetic transducer that essentially propels the human mind forward in time-space, so that the person sitting in the chair has a kind of an out-of-body experience where they access a subjective moment in their own future. Project Montauk almost certainly was a spin-off of Project Pegasus, and there would be pretty profound reasons for doing that. First of all, I know through my own visits to my own subjective future as a child in Project Pegasus that we were frequently providing valid information when we were traveling forward astrally, as it were, psychically in the Montauk chair. That is to say, the events and episodes that we were apprehending in the chair were frequently what came to pass in the actual future as we lived it, or as it unraveled in real time. So there was an accuracy benefit to the Montauk chair. The person's body remained intact, survived their time travel, sitting back in the chair in the laboratory where the person was then sent forward in time psychically or astrally to their own future. So because of the safety factor and the accuracy, I think they probably spun off Project Montauk from Project Pegasus. I don't know why they limited it exclusively to boys, because in Project Pegasus there was an equal number of boys and girls who were time traveling.
In this video, the guy you see here claims that teleportation and time travel technologies actually exist, and he's actually been teleported somewhere himself. You guys check this out. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Your involvement in the teleportation aspect of Project Pegasus. What about your involvement in the time travel experiments?
By the fall of 1970, they were already moving us backward in time 12 hours. In other words, we would teleport to New Mexico, spend an entire day there involved in project activities, and then when we arrived via teleportation back at Curtiss-Wright, it was maybe 11 o'clock in the morning rather than 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We asked them, you're sending us back in time, aren't you? And they said, yes.
So tell me about this photograph where you're actually seen at the Gettysburg Address.
Well, they sent me to Gettysburg via a new technology in 1972 called plasma confinement.
So we see you in this picture in Gettysburg, and you're standing how?
I just decided that I would walk about 100 paces on a diagonal from the stage, and then stand with my left foot forward and my right foot to the right, so that people looking over at me wouldn't see how large these shoes were. And then I would look in the opposite direction from where I knew Lincoln would soon be arriving on the right side of the dais to give the Gettysburg Address. And it was in that position, that odd position, wearing those grossly oversized men's shoes, that I was photographed by a contemporary photographer in a photograph that's now known as the Josephine Cobb image of Lincoln at Gettysburg. What my dad later explained is that when he saw me standing next to him in Gettysburg in 1863, he said, I knew then you were going to be in the project.
I spoke with a lawyer.
I went too deep. Have you heard of the prison planet theory? Well, guess who just learned about it? Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep last night, and if you keep watching this, you're probably not going to sleep either. So here I am, minding my own business on Reddit when I found Escaping Prison Planet. And for the next 3 hours, I dove too deep. Here's the gist of it. Essentially, we're all trapped here on Earth. We're all trapped here, and everything we know about, like all the religions that believe in reincarnation, all these different things, yeah, we keep coming back to this Earth because there are astral beings that are harvesting our energy, and they are trapping us here. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy. Well, let's get into the details. Apparently, these beings that are controlling us are these reptilian beings that you always hear about. Well, let's dive into it, In Jainism and Hinduism, they have Nagas, half human, half serpent. The Aztec Empire talked about a serpent-like god that they called Quetzalcoatl. And don't tell me if I pronounced it right or wrong. I don't care, okay? Surely, 2 instances, right? This is just a coincidence. African shamans talk about the Shitari, and it is a race of reptilian beings. The Hopi Indians in North America had the Sheti, which translates to snake brothers. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean legends all talk about the Kappa. And Gnostic texts, which, if you don't know about the Gnostics, Gnosis just means knowledge, and basically what the Gnostics believed was after Christ died, you have to have particular knowledge that would save you. Well, the Gnostics, yeah, they believe in archons, which are parasitic entities that feed off of us. We're doing okay? We doing okay? So the question is why? What are these beings doing? Why are they here? Apparently, they have been involved from the foundations of human history in manipulating us, creating this soul trap, harvesting our energy. And what this theory proposes is essentially that light a tunnel that many people have talked about that have had near-death experiences or death experiences. Yeah, it's just to trick us, to essentially wipe us clean, send our souls back, and start the process again. So every major form of religion talks about how we have a soul. Well, we are a soul. We have a body, right? This body is essentially a rental car. And these beings, what they feed off of, what the energy they feed off of is this low vibrational energy. So whether it's stress, whether it's fear, whether it's contention, pain, grief, jealousy, rage, all of it, anxiety, that's what they feed off of. And so they manipulate and they toy with us and they do all these things to create this energy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that kind of describes the world we live in. Kind of describes it pretty damn well. I mean, look what Tesla says. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What freaks me out the most is there's so many urban legends talking about these freaking reptilians. You know, that motherfucker right there is not real, right? Like, everything that's going on in freaking Miami, like I think we can all agree that there's multiple dimensions, right? People having experiences on psychedelics where multiple people will take the same thing and they all go to another dimension and see the same thing. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Explain it to me, please. I'm going way too long with this and I haven't even freaking scratched the surface. But basically, we're just all here. Life is engineered to create this low vibrational energy. And what happens is when we die, when we go through that light tunnel, we're tricked into thinking, hey, you need to go back to Earth. There's more you need to learn, or there's karma you need to resolve, or, you know, there's a higher purpose that you need to do. And we come back and it's the same thing. Listen, I'm a very spiritual person, very spiritual. I believe all of us as humans are connected. I believe you look at every major world religion and there's commonalities, and that it's because it stems from this eternal knowledge. But this freaking scared the crap out of me. Because what if it's all just engineered to trick us? Anyways, I can dive deeper if you guys are interested, but if you're not, whatever. I'll just be sitting up at night, not being able to sleep.
In other news, the Tomb of Drake is set to be completed in downtown Toronto in late 2024.
The underground portion of the tomb is complete, and it's got everything Drake requested for the afterlife. So there's rooms filled with Patron, there's a room for 21 Savage, and there's also a fully functioning OVO store. To prevent grave robbers, we have had an old lady curse all the items. So if someone does steal something, for the rest of their life, they will be followed home by the Owl Man. Besides that, the only sealed item in Drake's sarcophagus is a pirated copy of Stranger Things on DVD.
Unfortunately, guys, we got home, so we got another load, man. So, I mean, I wasn't wrong, I was right. We went to H-E-B, went to Walmart, and people are literally like fucking fucking fighting for the fucking water, man. I don't know, but whatever's gonna happen, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know, but it was just so weird. It was just so fucking weird, guys, that I mean, people were literally like a whole bunch of people, like, were literally like, they were taking like all the food, like all the like cheap stuff. We saw on the news about something about a warning alert. I don't know what it was, but we made a purchase before people ran out the fucking water. You guys run to any H-E-B, any Walmart, guys, people are literally fucking taking like 2-3 carts full of waters. They're taking the noodles for like beans and rice. What's coming, something they don't know, they're not telling us, but yeah, we purchased a whole bunch. But I mean, I'm just packaged to be on the safe side. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be like in the, where it's like, you know, fucking fighting for shit. Fuck that. But I mean, you guys all go get yourself some water, prepare yourself, because what's coming, I don't know what's coming, but whatever's coming, trust me guys, something bad is coming. Just prepare yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.
Você consegue captar as vibrações. Vem até nós. Só não vem à noite.
É. Mano, pior que mexe esquisito demais.
Ele parece, sabe aquele lance índio?
Essas plásticas é grande.
Aquele movimento índio, um arco e flecha, é o movimento dele.
Com o zoom aqui dá pra ver ele se mexendo melhor.
O zoom dele é melhor que o meu.
E outra coisa, se você for fazer uma comparação, ele é mais ou menos do tamanho daquela árvore lá. Entendeu? Ele é grande.
E outra coisa, até o jeito de se movimentar não tá normal.
Actually posted a video investigating this portal over a year ago, and his findings are shocking. Let's check it out.
What do you suppose is going on out there? Oh, what's that? Is that what? Scientology building, Tom Cruise, baby. Now what's this? Pow! And what's this?
Oh, there's the obelisk.
I'm about to explain why this is a big deal. Just look at it. Look at it. This is by design. It's by design.
There's a demon creature right there.
Giant portal for the local principalities. Now, if you saw my last video, you know about the stones and what I mentioned about the rituals. Look what it's called. Transcending. Come on, guys. Really? If you can't, I don't even, do I have to explain this? Now, I actually came here before and I prayed standing here. I'm gonna show you. Right there. And you know what happened? My feet started burning when I saw, because I was praying against this thing. But look, watch this. Look at this. Look at his hands.
Bro, that's so demonic.
Fallen ones. Now, I know they're going to tell you that it was supposed to represent certain things, but all this stuff has spiritual symbology to it. And all these stones, it's a channel energy. It's a big part of a big old ritual.
You can clearly see.
Oh.
We're with former NOAA biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and joined by Dr. Torsten Smit. He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year the astonishing footage we just watched, and I'd like to start out with some reactions. Dr. Paul Robertson.
I'd really like to see what's on that second camera.
I'm glad. I think we all do. Our viewers at home, too, would like to see that. We're going to show you that right now. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Dr. Robertson.
No, sorry. Can we play that back, please?
Can we get the footage of that back up there? Can we, in fact, why don't we take both cameras, first and second sync, and let's roll them together. Can we do that? Take a look again.
You got it.
Dr. Robertson, is this the creature that you and your team found in South Africa?
From what I can see here, yes. The body recovered was incomplete, but based on the remains that were taken from us, it looks like the same species.
Dr. Smit, what did you think when you saw this and when you filmed it at the time?
Well, I looked at it and I just knew I was looking into the face of another intelligence, another species like us.
Dr. Smit, tell us, who did you first show this footage to when you realized what you had filmed?